Okay, welcome to episode 1 of our Posdcast, or background noise while you're doing something else.
Because
alternatively,
that's what people are going to be doing, probably.
Yeah.
That's
or
the name of it is its function.
Or alternatively, nerds talk about nerd garbage, so...
I guess.
If that's, what you're into.
Sure.
I'm nerd number 1. My name's Tim. Let me introduce you to nerds number 2 and 3, if you don't know who we are, which you probably do if you're clicking on this.
Oh, you probably know who we are anyway.
I mean, who else is going to listen to this?
Who's nerd number 2 and who's nerd number 3? Is that based on importance, or...
I mean, I just said nerd number 1 because I started...
You are nerd number 1 to me.
Oh. You're my nerd number 1. So we're here with Troy and Joseph.
Hi.
Because they didn't actually say their names.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Well, you said let me introduce.
Oh, yeah. I did, didn't I? Wow. Off to a great start.
I told you could be... You're the host in this, and you're doing a terrible job so far.
It's okay, we can just start over.
What? Do you want to start over now?
No, I don't care. But you're the sound guy. It's your problem if something
It's
sounds
your
bad.
problem.
So this is where we're going to talk about just, I don't know, THAC updates and things like that.
Sure.
Or just...
It's just basically about us, It's what we're gonna do in lieu of a newsletter to people's emails that have nothing but corporate buzzwords in it, and
We're promoting synergy.
actually it's gonna be neither of those things, because both of those would be pretty boring if we were just only talking about ourselves the entire time.
Because I know with a lot of websites, like Cracked, for instance, I only go there for the articles, and I immediately skip over any kind of podcasts or videos. So I'm really glad that now we are also entering into the territory of content for people to skip over.
Yeah. It's always good to have that padding content, so it looks like you're doing more than people are actually caring about. I never really go to Cracked. I always have it linked on like Facebook or something.
I have it on my phone. I have the app. And then I can just look at the headline of the article and be like, okay, so there are 5 crazy things that'll blow my mind about World War II.
Cool.
Good to know.
And with the World War II stuff, that's usually probably a weekly thing, I think.
Yeah.
Usually.
Wait, do they have a weekly 5 things about World War II that will blow your mind?
Essentially.
In a way.
17 photos you won't believe are photoshopped.
Or
Aren't
one
photoshopped.
One week it'll be like the 5 most badass snipers you won't believe were real people, and then the next one will just be like, I don't know, 5 hardcore POWs you won't believe escaped.
The most badass pacifist that ever lived. That was an actual one.
Really?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So, like, Gandhi and stuff?
No,
or...
like medics that join up. They're like, I'm not going to hurt anyone, so I'll save their lives and stuff. So
okay.
They did some really cool stuff, but the headline was very misleading.
I guess.
I mean, we a lot of that internet content nowadays, you kind of have to be eye-catching and exaggerated in order to get, those valuable clicks, like the BuzzFeed clickbaits and stuff. So really, we need to name this podcast like...
The 5 things that will change your life forever.
The 3 nerdiest nerds you won't believe have nothing to talk about.
That's what... let's change it to that right now.
So we can talk a little bit about what's going on our end. We obviously have this new website set up with the THAC.tv, and
it's been a hell of a week.
Yeah, lots of things are happening very quickly. So, if one of you guys want to get the ball rolling on that,
Sure.
You're the webmaster.
What is?
Oh my! Yeah, I got the web hosting for THAC.tv, and it came with. Like, the only email address that was already on there was called webmaster@THAC.tv, and I really want to, like, on the website put a GIF of a, clip art mailbox that says, email the webmaster on it. Make it like an angel fire thing.
Well, and not only that, but how much does your webmaster, how much bandwidth does your webmaster email account have again?
5 megabytes, I think.
Oh no, so that's the webmaster one, but it's yours that has the infinite bandwidth. Like, you have all of the bandwidth.
Yeah, I gave you and Joseph your email address, and they're limited because I like to rule with an iron fist when it comes to emails. Yeah. you have to work up to the infinite disk quota.
Well, let's take a step back for a second.
Sorry,
starting the THAC TV website, but let's step back to why there is a THAC website. What is? Let's tell them what THAC is now.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like our catch-all thing now, where it's Marble Hornets is going to be under that. and the THAC YouTube channel and everything, and this Posdcast is going to be on it too. So it's just kind of like you keep mouthing something like you want me to say something about it.
I'm trying to do the little host lead-in thing to where you say THAC is now officially a company now,
legitimate company.
Yes.
Yeah, it's it is taking up space in the whatever part of Alabama government does companies. THAC LLC is now a part of that.
As if it wasn't bloated enough already. So we have the website set up for, the official company website, I guess. And now we have a merchandise store on there. It's as of this recording, it's fairly sparse. There's only a couple of stickers on there. But
there's only, as of this recording, the operator symbol sticker has sold out.
Oh, yeah. But we got more on the way, don't we?
Yeah, there's going to be more coming.
Okay.
The people that made them for me said they'll be here on the 28th of January, and today's what? The 19th? 18th. So, but I already got email that they shipped, so I think it'll be here before that. But as soon as they're here, I'll make them available on the store again and all that stuff.
But essentially, I guess you could say we're beta testing the store so that we can, whenever we decide to start adding more things to that, whatever that might be, we want to make sure that it works first. It's like, if it's going to mess up, let's have it mess up on those $1.50 stickers and not something else.
Yeah. It seems like when you're dealing with people's money, even though they're giving it to you in exchange for something, we need to be extra careful.
It's almost like if someone gives you money, they have reasonable expectations that you'll give them what they purchased.
Yeah. Let's be those people that do that.
It's like, if you buy something, you will get that something that you bought.
Yeah, we can make that guarantee, I think. Guaranteed, like, the THAC store is guaranteed to give you something that you pay for.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonably safe
We should put that on the top of the page. That should be our slogan.
If you pay the correct amount of dollars for this, we will give you the correct number and type of object that you purchased.
No, that sounds like a mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
We should make a mission statement that says that.
Yeah.
We promise to give you things that you buy.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah. Everything on the store is free after you pay for it.
Yep.
But yeah, we have some things we want to, we would like to add to the store. We've had a lot of suggestions since the store has opened up, so we'll see what the future holds.
We can take them under consideration since we're actually doing it now.
Yeah. So. That's kind of the great thing about this, the THAC store now, I guess, is that we are completely in charge of it.
Yep. So we're gonna,
for better or for worse.
Yeah. So I think we've gotten requests for maybe like things like posters or.
Someone suggested that we make plushies of ourselves.
Oh God,
we should do that. Tim plushies.
Just Tim.
Yeah,
Tim is
just
our mascot.
Tim. Yeah.
With little plastic rollerblades and everything.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. I wonder who you talk to get the ball rolling on. I mean, I assume it's not cheap, but like
Etsy.
If you would like to ask us about possibly making plushies and possibly working in collaboration, please send us an email to webmaster@thac.tv.
Please provide pictures of your manufacturing facility so we know you can do mass orders.
And then someone does. That'd be the best thing. Like, it was just a joke making Tin Man plushies, but then we actually have them available because we were joking on this stupid thing.
Someone just sends us pictures of a Build-A-Bear.
Well, then one person's just like, "Oh, I actually own a plushie manufacturing plant." Assembly line, warehouse, whatever, because we all know that plushies are made by machines.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
Not really.
Probably.
I mean, it depends on the type of. I mean, there's like the Etsy plushies where people like knit them together with love in every stitch and all that. But I'm sure like mass produced things.
Beanie
stuff,
Babies.
I'm pretty sure the lovingly handcrafted is not the word to use for like all of the ones
Pikachu.
in the Sega Crane games that are in the Walmart lobby and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I just mean like the
There's sadness in every stitch.
Yeah.
there's wasted quarters in every stitch.
Robot tears.
Wait, are Beanie Babies still made?
Probably.
I think they are.
Oh, I actually saw a thing. This is totally... Well, no, it's kind of related. I saw a thing like... Speaking of articles and like lists and articles, listicles, I guess. I did not just make that word up. I've heard it before. I saw a thing that was like Beanie Babies that you had that are worth a lot of money now, and there's one it was like a Princess Diana bear or something that they made.
Oh my god!
Like a few months after she was dead.
Wow!
Like in remembrance of Princess Diana, it was like a
give us your money.
It was like a purple bear with a white flower on his chest or something. I have that. I have one of those, and I saw a thing on. Like, I did a search on eBay for it because that list said something about it, and it was like worth $32,000.
Yeah, but how many people is that actually worth to? Like 8 people, and they already own it. So
yeah.
Was it a buy it now, or did it have a reserve price on it? Because normally those are the ones that people don't actually buy.
I think it was a buy it now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was buy it.
No one's probably going to buy that.
Yeah.
Someone's asking $32,000.
Right.
Yeah, and at the same time, like a few of those, I think some of those were kind of reactionary to that article because I think it was on Cracked or like BuzzFeed or one of those larger, well-known ones, and there was a few of those were like 32,000, 30,000, but then there are others that were like 200. So I mean, I'm pretty sure
some sucker is gonna, some collector that's been putting his entire life into this is gonna be tricked into buying this. Got you now, nerd.
Well, I think that's might have been what happened. Is that was all totally reactionary, and it's just a race to the bottom now for the prices.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is to say that hopefully one day the THAC plushies will be worth $32,000.
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
The THAC
maybe
plushies that don't exist yet.
A Craig Digsby plushie that has sort of like real leaves stapled to his hand or something like that. That was one of the things I suggested yesterday, was like getting lots of plastic like petri dishes and sort of getting like say it's like Craig Digsby hand-gathered moss and just hand it out to people, but I don't think that would go through customs very well.
No,
I think they might seize that.
What we should do is
shipping out biohazardous material.
Is moss biohazardous material?
I mean,
it can be an invasive species in certain places.
We should do that.
Mail everyone kudzu.
Oh my god.
We should do that as like business cards. Have like petri dishes
filled with literal dirt.
Filled with like petri dishes filled with your sideburns, or petri dishes filled with.
Don't say that. People will actually ask for that. Well, we could make that a limited edition. Be one of the first 10 people to order X item.
Get hair.
Get a free sideburn clipping.
We should make hair dolls and sell those.
Tim voodoo dolls. Hug him and he'll feel it.
So yeah, this is part of our office hours now. We have those.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. This is a Saturday. This isn't official office hours. This is just. We're literally not doing anything.
A fucking
else
boss
now.
made us come in on the weekend.
Yeah.
God.
So that's our business.
That's our petri dishes filled with dirt with a sticker on it that says THAC LLC, phone number, PO box or whatever.
Do we really want a THAC phone line? A THAC 1-800 hotline.
I'm just going with like
you could call for nature facts.
Like it'd be like what
but it's not pre-recorded. It's like just your voicemail or something.
No, it wasn't.
Or no, you actually answer every single one.
Oh yeah,
wasn't. They Might Be Giants did Dial-A-Tune or whatever, Dial-A-Song.
Yeah, it was Dial-A-Song. They had a like a local New York number that they put in the newspaper. And they had it up running for like 25 years, but they had, without fail, a different song every day. Like, it was just hooked up to an answering machine, and it would play a new song. And they did that for, like, an absurd amount of time, and it was a different song every time.
We should just put this podcast on an answering machine, so we can have Dial-A-Posdcast.
But it's the same podcast.
Yeah.
Or, like, Dial-A-Toot. Like, we just toot into the microphone a bunch of times, and then every day it's a slightly different sounding doo-doo noise.
Dial-A-Dog.
What?
Dial-A-Dog.
Dial-A-Dog.
We could just have someone stand outside the house, knock on the door, and just record Rocket and Trudy.
Those who don't know, Rocket and Trudy are our dogs.
Yeah.
Tim and Joseph's dogs.
Troy doesn't have a dog.
I don't have a dogs.
How do you live with yourself without a dog?
I kind of wish I had a dog sometimes, but I mean,
you should have a dog.
I already have 2 kitties.
Our dogs get along fine with our kitty.
Yeah.
Our kitty too.
I mean, 1 kitty. I don't know. 3
That's
animals.
being raised by dogs.
Three animals to 1 person just seems like a lot to me.
Nah.
Also, I don't want to
Your dog can be friends with our dogs.
You can teach it to use.
They could have their own YouTube channel.
Dog, THAC dogs, Thad. They have a dog.
If you could get a dog, like it could get a really sort of cat-sized dog, and then teach it to use the cat's litter box and everything. So it could be like, since we have a cat that's being raised by dogs, you could have a dog that's being raised by cats.
Oh, you should get a potbelly pig.
I would love.
I've always wanted one of those. You can be the one that
apparently
takes the
they're
jump.
even easier to train than dogs.
Yeah,
they're smarter.
I heard pigs are a lot smarter than
dogs. What I've heard from people that own pigs is that the bad part about it is their poop looks like offsettingly like human poop.
Like pig poop looks like people poop.
Yeah.
Huh. Like something new every day.
There was an Ask Tell thread on Something Awful for this person that worked at a zoo as one of the keepers and stuff, and said, I've shoveled a lot of shit.
Yeah.
The hog shit is the worst, just because of how much it looked like human poop. Other keepers could walk into the pig pen and take shits on the floor, and they wouldn't be able to tell a difference.
New prank. Anyone who's listening to this, if you want a good prank, maybe if there's any high schoolers listening, you can go find the closest, like maybe pig farm or something, and then you could just like poop in the pig pens and no one would even notice.
I mean, that wouldn't
but
really
cleaning this shit anyway. So
I mean, that wouldn't really be a prank because no one would know it but you.
That's all you really need to know. It's sort of like I know something they don't know.
You can just giggle quietly to yourself, like
yeah.
No, you could do it for an entire year, like every day for an entire year, and like film like you shitting in the pig pen. And then the next day, showing them scooping it up. Do that for a whole year, and then compile that into one video and put it on YouTube. Be like, I shit at this pig pen for a full year, and they cleaned it up for a full year.
But I mean, it's like
I imagine
if you did a prank, like if you pissed in your teacher's coffee and then they drank it, like, and you never told them, like they never know it. But the fact that you know it is really all that you need.
It's not like the pig farmer.
The pig man.
It's not like the pig man is going around and picking it up with his bare hands. He has a big shovel.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, there's one human turd in here to 300.
Step 2, you do in the pig pen, and then you steal a shovel. So then it's all like...
He would just get a replacement shovel. What? You shit on this shovel's handle.
That's a good idea.
Just stick the shovel up your ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So poo residue is on there.
Just another Wednesday. So, do we want to talk about what kind of video projects we're working on now? Is that something we want to go to? And, I mean, obviously we're working on Marble Hornets, but apart from that, we have, anything else in the pipeline that you guys would like to?
A few things. One thing that I'm actually working on now. I guess we can't really talk in super depth about it because we kind of want it to be surprises and everything. But I mean, we are working on a new, I guess you could say, animated thing for the three of us. It's not just really me this time, like Day Is Done was. Well, I mean, it was me and you, kind of. I mean, you did the sound and everything for it. Joseph didn't do shit.
Creative
consultant.
I was there. Okay,
I was there.
I play a pivotal role.
Oh, I was talking about when we were recording Day Is Done.
Oh no, I wasn't there for that.
Okay. Anyway, it was it's a new animated thing that's hopefully going to be a series, I guess.
Quasi animated.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, in the same way that Day Is Done was animated. Actually, less than that, but I mean, it's you'll see. It's slightly more involved, I guess. It involves the three of us.
Yeah, because we kind of have. I guess we're sort of treating THAC almost as like. It's almost like THAC pilot season,
I guess,
in a way, because there's several new things that we're gonna try, sort of.
Oh yeah,
alternatingly.
with you and Joe. Yeah.
So this is sort of gonna be THAC pilot season.
Yeah.
Whenever we're, granted, it's gonna be a very long pilot season because it's still our Marble Hornets in between, and that already takes long enough as it is.
Yeah.
So
it's the pilot season that goes on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
the pilot season that goes on the same way that Marble Hornet Season 3 was supposed to be about a year. And now we're coming up on, is it 3 years or 2?
We're approaching the 2-year mark. I think it's going to be 2 years in March.
Yeah, we have not been doing it 3 years.
No.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking 3 years was just Season 3, but I guess not. But I mean,
just time-wise, Season 3 has gone on almost as long as the previous 2 combined, just purely time-wise. I think. Well,
because we were less frequent with updates, and then there are more entries.
So.
Yeah, and they tend to be longer. So
because total time since the beginning was about 4.5 years, and this has been going on for almost 2. So
okay, yeah.
This June, if we're still not done by then, that will be 5 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm not going to speculate on when it's done or whatever, but
it's. And any time we've ever set a deadline in the past, we've never been able to hit it.
Miss it by miles. Miss it by light
So,
years.
of course, the solution is to just not announce deadlines.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never ever tell anyone what your deadline is if it's a self-imposed one.
We can't fail to meet expectations if we continue to lower the expectations.
There we go.
So
that should be the THAC LLC motto.
Yeah.
Lowering...
We can't disappoint you because you weren't expecting anything good.
Yep. I'm sure the number one thing people want to know while listening to this right now is, how's 81 coming along? And the answer is, it's coming. We're working on it.
It's coming along.
As we've said in the last few minutes, there's been a lot going on this week, but obviously
this week has been pretty much 100%. Well, I mean, I kind of worked on the new animated thing here and there when we had a few minutes to spare over this week, but most of this week has been dedicated solely to setting up the store, the THAC store, figuring out shipping and all that stuff, which is a kind of a nightmare.
Yeah.
Doing all the money boring stuff.
You'll be happy to know we have been using office hours to film stuff.
Yes.
So
yes.
There. Entry 80, actually.
That was during office hours too. Yeah.
So there you go. That is the product of our productivity.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I put a blog post up, which I really hate saying the word blog a whole lot. I don't know if that's just me.
We should
It's
do
so
vlogs.
2008.
Yeah.
We should do vlogs instead of the Posdcast.
No.
Fozcast.
Well, I mean, nothing
Posdcast.
is wrong with vlog people, but I mean, I
It's not for me.
It's not for me. I get it. I mean, I like, people like John Green and stuff. But anyway, that's besides
I don't
the
like
point.
looking at my face enough to ever record it.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
looking straight on talking
I have
to
this
it.
weird problem. I think it happens to a lot of people when you're Skyping with someone. You stare at yourself more than you stare at the other person. Like, if you're video Skyping with someone, you just like, how do I look? And I'm pretty sure the other person is doing the same thing.
Yep.
Anyway, that's not neither here nor there. But, Entry 81 is, it's a coming. But, I mean, there was unfortunately minimal time put into it this week just because it was stuff we kind of had to do. We couldn't really put off any longer.
Right. And the writing process is the part that takes the longest anyway, because with something like the THAC shorts or anything like that, it's much easier to run from start to finish on like a standalone THAC short, like the Tim Opens Another Present. That only took us a few days turnaround total, right?
We shot it in one day.
Yeah, we shot it in one day, and then it only took
turnaround. Yeah,
and then it only took maybe like another day or two to edit, something like that.
Whenever we shoot
Total.
something, whenever before I edit it, I kind of step away for a day or two so I can not think about it and then come back to it. So I'd say total counting that was like 5 days.
That was
maybe.
another office hour thing, too.
It was.
Yeah.
So
But,
since we've started acting like actual responsible film amateurs, we've made 2 videos.
Sweet.
Nice.
Go
Well,
And a
Eyes.
Posdcast.
Well, what I was getting at with that was, with something like a standalone THAC short, the turnaround time is only, we can get one from start to finish in a few days. But unfortunately, with the Marble Hornets is a little bit more complicated than that, just because there's about 4.5 years of details that have to be straight. And
when it's being written,
we have to put a lot more time and energy into the actual
containing
writing aspect of
continuity
it.
and all that
Containing the continuity and making sure everything it flows naturally, but also doesn't mess up anything previously.
Yeah.
And whatever the first idea is usually not very good, and then usually neither is the second or the third or the fourth.
Writing process for Marble Hornets is weird.
Yeah.
But now that we have office hours, we can dedicate to that. Because before, it was literally, I would text Tim, or Tim would text me, or Joseph, or whoever, and be like, hey, you wanna try and write the next entry? Yeah, sure. And then you come over here, we go outside, bang our heads on the concrete for a while, trying to think of something, and then we're like, "Fuck it," and then we go home.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something.
We'll figure it out tomorrow.
But this is,
No.
self-imposed writing closet.
Yeah.
It's not a closet; it's a bedroom. But whatever.
It's my spare bedroom, but we have the window covered up and everything.
Yeah.
We're in our cave here.
Yes, it's safe. It's a creative,
People-
safe haven.
People can't see me.
Any other
Updates with video stuff? No,
It's-
I think we bored people enough with that.
Yeah, there's only so much we can talk about because we want everything to be a surprise.
Yeah.
So
We
we have lots of surprises. We just can't tell you what they are.
Something specific, I guess we can say, at least on the THAC front, is like you said, it's like pilot season, and where we kind of have our own things now, like our own projects that we can be in charge of ourselves, which is probably a good thing to at least try. Is whereas Nature Break is kind of mine, we now have two new things. One is Tim is in charge of, and one Joseph is in charge of. So there will be two things that I guess will be,
Which is
now you can choose your favorite by liking the video and cause lots of tension here.
yeah,
which is not to say that they're like we are not the only people working on them. It's like we're still sort of like, hey guys, I made this, let's punch it up. That kind
yeah.
of thing.
It'd be like, I guess instead of being in charge of it, I would say creative lead or something.
showrunners.
Showrunners. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, sure. We'll say that. We'll make it sound like it's way cooler than it probably is.
Speaking of Nature Break, would you like to
Explain why there's
would you
not
like
a
to
new one
explain
out?
why there has not been a new Nature Break video in a
Oh
while?
my god. So we have
You
four.
can't be mad at me.
Yeah. So we have four. It's four new Nature Breaks written and ready to go.
Yeah,
right?
we were ready to go shoot them. We were going to shoot them the next day. We had 4 of them ready.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that was one of the first things we did when we started office hours. That
Yeah,
was
we
one
got
of
4 Nature Breaks together.
we got like 4 and then some.
Yeah.
But we picked the 4 that we wanted to shoot. We were going to shoot them all like in the same day, so we could have like weekly or every other week a new one on the THAC channel. So it's like new stuff consistently, and it turns out that I don't know, like GMX or something, because at GMX Tim dressed up as Tim Man from Troy Moves Out, and I dressed up as Craig Digsby, and somewhere, I'm guessing, I'm not positive about this, but somewhere in the time that you and I changed out of those costumes and went back to our table, the adhesive for the mustache, the Craig Digsby mustache, and the glasses have vanished. Like, I don't know, I didn't know they were gone until the night before we were going to shoot those 4 new Nature Breaks.
Because there was a big gap between the ones that we did shoot before we were going to do new ones, so
Right.
we hadn't needed them since
We got that from GMX.
since GMX. So somewhere in that window of since you dressed up as Craig and GMX, and then whenever we got ready to shoot, somewhere in that time they have completely disappeared. But not only that,
Yeah,
but
well, I'm getting to that. I mean, the Tin Man stuff is still there. You still have all of that.
because I never took it out of my trunk in the first place.
Right. I actually think we're missing one of the gloves.
And I think it was missing before that though.
Yeah, it was missing before GMX, but I think it's in my closet over there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I turned the apartment upside down looking for that the night before. It is nowhere to be found, so I'm just like, well, shit, I guess. I mean, like the day before, or the day that we were supposed to shoot, I looked one more time thoroughly and was like, well, I guess we can't do it today because I can't find these very important items. And it's not like the mustache was like a human hair mustache and all that. You can't just go out to Walmart and find that, as far as I know.
You can get the really big cheapy ones.
Yeah,
like
the
the
party,
Halloween store.
like the party favor ones. So I just say, well, screw it. I guess I have to order a new one. So I go on the website that I ordered it from, reordered the adhesive, the mustache, and then I went to like CVS or something and got the glasses again, or Kmart. I went to Kmart and found the same glasses. The mustache and the adhesive still haven't shipped.
And it's been how long has it been? Like
I
month
ordered
and a
them.
half?
I ordered them on December 21st.
Nice.
So it's coming up on a month. And they
Nice.
have not even shipped yet. Like, I emailed them saying, hey, I gave you money for this thing. Can you send it to me? And I still haven't gotten a response back
They
yet.
are not adhering to the THAC mission statement.
They're not. Yeah, like to tie this all together, we won't do that with the THAC store. We won't ignore you.
Or if there is a shipping delay, we're gonna tell you why.
Yeah. Well, although with shipping, we just now sent out our first batch, so we're not entirely sure when it's going to get there.
Well, I mean, in terms of shipping delay, as in we haven't shipped it yet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we marked everything as shipped that was recently bought and everything. But...
Hey, at least when I lost the hoodie, it shipped basically as soon as I bought it. So you've really dropped the ball.
The hoodie for Marble Hornets.
Yeah, I'm really
I dropped the ball for our mustache provider.
Yeah. I'm really disappointed in you, Troy. God.
Which is weird, because when I bought the original, I bought the first one from them too, and they sent it like the next day. I don't know what the deal is. Like, I have my confirmation.
They do not value repeat customers.
I guess not. Like, I have the confirmation email and everything. Like, the money was taken out of the bank account.
Maybe all of their shipping orders, they don't keep them on an email server or anything. Maybe every time they get a new order, it just kind of prints out on a sheet of paper, and then yours just sort of like got swept under, the warehouse or whatever. And
swept under the building,
the entire warehouse. Yeah, and
okay.
Now it's just that little slip of paper is missing. So it's like just one grandma who does the whole thing, and she's just like,
well, we talked about that.
I make these mustaches by hand.
It might be similar to when I buy like sheet music offline. They have to wait for a certain amount in order to justify making them. Maybe it's one guy that's his entire job is growing the mustaches,
and they shave it off, put it on the little weed
and he's
thing.
Like, I don't know. I'm not going to just grow a mustache and look ridiculous for one order, all right?
Maybe he's got performance anxiety or something.
Or maybe he's growing it long enough to fill multiple orders.
Yeah, they just...
So he's got a mustache going down to his belt.
And then they harvest him. Well, I just had a weird realization. It's the one that I bought, like the bullet points of, features of this mustache. It said, real human hair.
Does it have OnStar?
Shut up. So...
Turn-by-turn navigation mustache.
And it's like, bristly mustache hair. Who provides that hair?
Pubes.
Oh my god. What if it...
No, they were way too straight for that.
It's eyebrows. You're wearing somebody's eyebrows, I think.
That's pretty funny.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I mean,
they're the same, they're almost mustache shaped. Like, if you took this and popped it off and stuck it right here...
Tim just did a really funny move. He put his fingers up on his eyebrows and moved it down to his...
Yeah.
I just imagined him removing his eyebrows and putting it there.
Yeah.
It's a really funny thing.
But the eyebrow wouldn't stay there, like it would move, so I would only have one eyebrow after that. Like a little bristly brow stash down there.
Yeah, that sounds like an idea for a thing.
Yeah.
Hair transferal.
But if we actually did that, that means one of us would actually have to shave the eyebrow for whatever it is and wait for it to grow back.
I vote Tim.
Okay.
Tim.
Two versus one, so
I'll do it. I'm not in school anymore. What else am I going to do? Who am I trying to impress?
It's like, well, Tim, you finally graduated college. What are you going to do? I'm going to shave one of my eyebrows.
And make a mustache out of it.
My mom's going to be so proud.
It's okay. Dogs don't care.
Nope, they sure don't.
Dogs and us don't care.
Nope.
Us don't care, is what I'm saying. Also, what I'm saying is, I should really figure out where that mustache is. Yep. I should maybe order it from somewhere else and say, hey, never mind.
Have you tried growing your own mustache?
No, I will not be doing that.
I mean, have you tried? You should give it a shot.
I've tried growing facial hair multiple times, and it did not work out.
Joseph Listens to Jazz is my attempt at facial hair.
But it also has mascara in it.
So that thing is wiry and thin and terrible. That's a terrible mustache.
Just cute little
bristles. If you have a mustache like I have and Joseph Listens to Jazz, just shave it. You're not
well, I mean, anybody. unless you grew it out and it looks like how it looked in that video when you had the mascara in it. Like, if it's visible like that, it looked all right then.
I'm going to disagree with you.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it looked all right then. I mean, all right as far as mustache quality, not all right
Email
as
us at webmaster@THAC.tv on your thoughts on my facial hair.
No, I mean, like...
Or if you have any mustache solutions.
Yeah.
That's solutions to our mustache dilemma.
We're taking mustache donations. We'll give you a P.O. box to send it to.
If any of us are good at growing facial hair, it's Tim. Yep. Because you have darker hair and it shows up way better. And you don't have patches like Joseph and I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty patchy, but
I have these
I wouldn't call
bald
it patchy.
spots that are like in V shapes right next to where like a goatee would be. So the most I would be able to do is like really gross mutton chops, space, and then really
Goatee.
gross goatee.
So you can't be one of those people that connects the mutton chops to like the
Right.
mustache that kind of like nothing on your chin. It just goes down from your
oh,
side.
that's an
I
incredible idea. I should do that.
I actually can
like
connect-
shave the chin.
I
Just
can-
like have sideburns that connect to a mustache. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
I'm pretty
gonna do
sure.
that.
I'm pretty sure those are called mutton chops. Like I think
Yeah.
that's what they're called.
Yeah, I had a
Not-
music in world cultures professor that had big old mutton chops. No, I can attach my mustache to what would I guess be really long mutton chops, but there's going to be little triangles right below that are open, so it'll look very stylized.
Yeah, maybe it'll be. Yeah, it'll look like you meticulously shaved it into that shape. When it's like, no, my face just does that. This is Mustache Talk with
Yeah.
Tim, Troy, and Joseph. People who can't actually grow facial hair but wants to talk about it anyway.
I mean, you could try, sort of like, the show Community has a character named Starburns. You could try maybe some other geometrical pattern. Like maybe
yeah.
you could be like a
It's just not thick
a
enough, though.
tetrahedral burns or something
Like,
like
I would
that.
have to do it-
Smiley face burns,
Yeah.
like a circle, and then shave the eyes and the mouth into it.
Or like octagon burns or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of...
Make some like impossible shapes, like
a Mobius strip
Yeah.
of facial hair.
You should
No.
do that.
octagon sideburns, but you shave like the word "stop" onto them. So like you've got stop sideburns,
that's
So
pretty good.
so anytime
Stop
someone
burns.
and
sign burns.
Oh my god!
I call yield. You can have pedestrian crossing. Yeah, if you had stop burns,
I call dip ahead.
I call the one that just says hump. So it just says hump on the side of my face.
I
I
call
call
the
children at play.
You can have that one. I think we're finished talking about facial hair for now. We can have a weekly update on
On facial hair.
on our facial hair opinions, our white hot facial hair opinions.
I mean,
Speaking
I
of
knew,
white
I
hot
knew-
That
opinions,
was good.
Yeah, that was
good.
pretty good.
how about we put some content in this podcast?
I mean, I think it's got some
I
content.
don't think
in
there will
already.
ever be any content in this podcast.
No.
Is there ever content in any podcast?
Well, I'm
ever?
talking about the things people really want to hear about. Our opinions on movies we haven't seen yet. I'm talking Oscar nominations. It's Oscar season.
It's
I've
Oscar
seen-
season.
I've seen American Hustle. It was good.
Okay, well, movies I haven't seen.
Okay.
I saw Wolf of Wall Street
Yeah.
and American Hustle
Yeah,
and Gravity. I've
so
seen
we can,
3 of those.
We can talk about the nominees.
I
and
liked
stuff,
all of
and
those
then
movies.
make our picks. We can make our picks
Because nothing is more interesting than
Yeah.
when someone says, "Let me tell you my Oscar
Yeah.
predictions."
So we
I'm not really good at any of that kind of thing because I don't really get, like, unless I really, really hate a movie or something. I'll just kind of look at that and be like, I like all of those.
yeah.
Yeah, those are all good.
Yeah.
I think all of those are good movies.
So you have American Hustle, Gravity, Nebraska, 12 Years a Slave, and The Wolf of Wall Street all being nominated for directing. Pretty tough field.
Yeah, let me tell you what. Who directed 12 Years a Slave?
Steve
Oh,
McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Holy crap.
Not that Steve McQueen,
Oh, it's not that Steve McQueen?
like from the 60s.
Yeah, not like Bullet and stuff.
No, he's dead.
Is
It's
he?
it's a different Steve McQueen.
Oh. I did
Oh.
not. Oh, yeah, he is dead. I'm okay. I
Like,
thought
this,
it was like.
this Steve McQueen and Great Escape Steve McQueen are 2 different people.
I thought it was the same one.
Nope.
Wow, I'm terrible.
I did the same thing though. I
well,
had to look it up for a second.
I thought it was like a Clint Eastwood or Robert Redford kind of thing, where it's like I used to be a really big actor, now I do directing stuff.
Admittedly, that would be really cool, but alas, he's still dead.
So
We'll fix that someday.
how many movies of these has everyone seen?
I've seen American Hustle. It was good. I did not know Alfonso Cuarón. Is that how you say his last name?
Cuarón, yeah.
Did Gravity. He's the guy that did the first Harry Potter movie, right?
He did the 3rd Harry Potter movie. He did
That was the
Children
worst one. No,
third?
I'm just kidding. The 5th one was the worst.
Okay.
I thought 3rd one was the best one, but anyway, he also did Children of Men. So,
Right.
which had like that he did a really good job on that.
Yeah,
one too.
yeah. Wait, so he just did the third Harry Potter.
Yes.
He did not make hey kitty. He did not make Half-Blood Prince, which was the worst by far. That was
Order of the Phoenix was way worse for me.
Order of the Phoenix wasn't very good, but neither was
I think
mean,
all of those movies kind of suck, honestly.
all of the Harry Potter movies.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I thought they were fine.
No, I was a huge fan of the books. Am a huge fan of the books.
Here comes the book was better
No.
spiel.
Well, it was. Are you arguing that it wasn't?
No, I just hate that argument a whole lot.
No, that's not the argument I'm going to make. I love the books. I hated the movies. I hate children actors. I think that's the big thing.
Well, that's kind of a problem then with Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't like the movies because I don't like child actors because, you know, I'm not a good actor. I feel like I'm about child actor quality.
E.T. had the best child actors.
Find an 8-year-old, tell him to act. That's about what I'm at too, and I don't like it. So I was never a fan of the movies.
Well, the thing about I think I probably enjoyed maybe the first 4 of them or so.
Goblet of Fire was the high watermark, I think.
But I remember not really caring for 5 that much, and the reason being just because I was sitting there, and it felt sort of like a highlight reel of scenes from the book, but it didn't really feel that coherent to me. Like, I was sitting there and thinking, if I hadn't already read this and know what was going on, I would have no idea what I was watching.
That is exactly how I felt with Half-Blood Prince, because I had not read Half-Blood Prince when I saw it, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Well, I think I kind of benefited for watching Half-Blood Prince because it had been... I didn't see that one until way later, and it had been so long since I had read the book. It was like I had read it, so I had a vague idea what was going on, but I didn't remember enough to get angry about stuff that was left out. So I was just kind of like, that was pretty good.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that those books would have benefited more if they were split, or not the books themselves, the movies were split up like they did with the Deathly Hallows? Because the Deathly Hallows, the book is just, it's about the same length as Half-Blood Prince, as Goblet of Fire, but they condensed, 4 and 6 into one movie, so it was just, a highlight reel, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like...
Whereas Deathly Hallows, I watched them and I was kind of like, why did they have to make 2 movies out of this?
Well, I mean, as much as it does seem like a marketing ploy sometimes, I think 5 actually would have benefited from at least being longer, because that was
5 or Half-Blood Prince?
5, Order of the Phoenix, because
that
one was by far the longest book, but it was one of the shorter movies, I think. So I think they could have. Of course, there's probably sort of like there's so many subplots they might not have had time to include. Like they could have only done like half of them or something like that. So I don't know. I'm not on the Harry Potter creative team, so I'm not the one who gets to decide.
Seems like she enjoys it. She's building a $200,000 treehouse at some point, or did, or something like a Hogwarts replica.
Ooh.
If you were a kid, that would have been awesome.
Wait, so like Hogwarts, the giant castle, but in a tree?
Like treehouse fort kind of thing, where it's like, it's a tree house, but it's really just because it's built all around a tree or something like that. Apparently, she had to get zoning for it.
Oh.
Because it's like big enough to be a residential.
Who is that for?
Kids, I would imagine.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling has kids?
Yeah.
Like how many?
I don't
know.
Huh.
I don't keep
Couple,
up
I guess.
That. I don't know. We'll ask her next time we see her.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see, what time is it? I have lunch with her in about an hour and a half. So
Okay. So you can just.
I'll remember to ask her that.
Yeah. So directing Oscar. I haven't seen any of these, so I'm gonna give it to. You know what? I'm trying to think of how I could randomize this. Fuck it, 12 Years a Slave. Good job, Steve McQueen.
Well,
loved your older movies.
This is probably a bad way to approach this, but based on what I think all of these movies are, and what I think the performances and everything of them are, and this is not just because this is the only one I've seen of them, but I think American Hustle. I think David O. Russell for American Hustle. That is my...
I know so little about these movies. I've only seen trailers for 3 of those movies.
I've never heard of Nebraska.
It's got Bruce Dern and I think Will Forte, actually.
Will Forte?
Yeah. I've only seen American Hustle, Gravity, and Wolf of Wall Street, and since I know...
Well, that's 3 out of 5,
yeah,
so...
I'm going to say... So I'm only
You're
picking...
the expert here.
I'm just saying I'm only picking from those 3. I'm not going to apply to the ones that I haven't actually seen, but...
Well, that's not...
Scorsese already has one, and I know David O. Russell did Silver Linings Playbook, which was all over the Oscars last time.
Didn't win anything. Well, no, other than
Jennifer.
Actress.
I'll give it to Cuarón for Gravity, because
good job.
That's
so the official THAC pick based on
I would probably be completely wrong, but I just picked the one I like.
I say so. David O. Russell is what I say. You say Steve McQueen, Joseph, and Tim says Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's good. We spread ourselves out, so one of us might be right. One of us. There's
We have a 60% chance.
A 60% chance of one of us being right.
All right, this is a good one. I look forward to this one every year. Costume design.
I don't know. I feel like I can probably have an okay opinion on this because you can look at a trailer and stuff.
Yeah,
And probably.
Yeah. So I've seen
What is the Grandmaster?
trailers for 2 of these.
The Grandmaster sounds like a chess movie.
I don't know.
I don't know.
American Hustle, The Grandmaster, Great Gatsby, The Invisible Woman, and 12 Years a Slave. So you got a couple of period pieces in there.
The Grandmaster looks like it's a foreign movie.
I don't
Just
know.
based on the-
I'm checking it out right now. Oh no, a trailer. We can't.
I don't
watch
need a trailer.
I don't. Film synopsis. Okay, martial arts master. Okay, so it's kung fu movie.
Okay.
I read the first 5
Oh
words.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You know,
I think it should be chess kung fu. That would be
chess kung fu.
We should get on that. That is a
The
genre
way they
that
were
has been
able
untapped.
to make the costumes so they could fight while still dressed up as pawns and bishops and stuff is really impressive.
Well, how does a costume design judge go by this? Is it just by looks or functionality or
accuracy.
accuracy?
For
I guess
if it's a period.
I don't. I mean, if I was a costume design
I'm
judge,
kind of surprised that Hunger Games wasn't on this list because it was on it last year.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought it was. I could be wrong. I don't actually watch the Oscars.
I watched the ones that
I feel like I'm part of the solid majority in that I just look at it the next day and see who won.
Yeah,
If I remember.
I watched the kind of last third of it because that's when all the good ones happen.
Or I'll find out who won based on some other movie trailer where it's Oscar Academy Award winner, blah, and I'll be like, when did they win that? Oh, last year.
I'm always really
Or
interested.
you'll find out because the internet is mad that something else
Right.
didn't win.
I mean,
so.
I'm always the most interested in just directing Best Picture, just because it's kind of like the Best Picture of the Year thing,
Right.
and then animated movie. Is
I
what I'm-
generally watch more of the movies after the Oscars than.
Yeah, I do too. Whenever they win it,
It's
I'll
my
go on
Oprah
Netflix.
book club.
I'll go on Netflix. Every year, I'll get on Netflix. Well, back when I had DVD Cube, I don't have that anymore. I'll go on Netflix and be like, I'm gonna watch the majority of the Oscar movies so I can, have an opinion on them. And then I realize that's the reason I'm watching it. That's probably a bad reason.
Yeah.
So I never end up doing it. But then I'll go back and see what's the haps with that.
Well, since I haven't heard any of I've only seen one of these, so I'm going to give it to The Invisible Woman, because I've never heard of that.
I'm going to also go with The Invisible Woman because...
If they can make her invisible...
Yeah, that takes a lot of effort.
That's a good costume. A costume that makes someone invisible. I'll say American Hustle again, because it looked pretty cool. And also, we can spread our chances out more that way.
Okay, cinematography. We got The Grandmaster for his chess kung fu. Gravity for
Not
space.
even... Just... Yeah. I'm going with Gravity.
Inside Llewellyn Davis.
I guess that's how you pronounce that.
I'm just going by that because that was the main character's name in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that's another Coen Brothers movie, but
Is it?
I never heard it advertised anywhere.
Huh. Nebraska and Prisoners.
I've not seen any of those.
I don't know.
The Coen Brothers always sneak movies in there sometimes.
I
Well,
was
it's they'll have a big one like True Grit or No Country for Old Men or something, but then they'll also just sort of
have a
suddenly
serious man or
here's a
something.
serious man. I didn't even know they came out. But then
You want to know how many movies I've seen this year? I've seen Monsters University and Saving Mr. Banks. And I think that might be it.
So you got pretty good white hot opinions on these.
I do.
How was Saving Mr. Banks? Was it pretty good?
It was really good, yeah. Emma Thompson was amazing in it. Tom Hanks, maybe snub, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's later. Who you gave it to Gravity?
I'll say Gravity too.
I'll say
I think
the 2005 feature film Roll Bounce.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Just for that had the best cinematography of Nick Cannon of 2005, and it's really it's so intensely Nick Cannon that it just supersedes years.
Yeah.
And that if I was a judge for cinematography, I would write in 2005's Roll Bounce.
Yeah. I learned today Nick Cannon isn't even the lead character in that. I've been joking about that movie for years, and I didn't even know that he was not the main character.
What do you mean joking?
Because
Roll Bounce is an awesome movie.
it is an awesome movie.
It's all. I
I
mean,
didn't say joking.
it's a
You're
badass
mentioning
movie
that.
about roller disco.
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
apparently.
Apparently, yeah. I'm just gonna say it's a badass movie about roller disco. I've seen it. Yeah.
So, animated feature film. We got The Crew.
I like these. I like all of these.
Have you seen all of these?
I don't like. No, I haven't seen. But I like animated feature film.
We have The Croods. We have Despicable Me 2.
Mm-hmm. First Despicable Me was really good.
Ernest and Celestine.
I've never heard of that, but that picture for it looks really cute, so I'm gonna go with that one. I really like that.
Frozen, and then The Wind Rises.
The Wind Rises, which is Studio Ghibli.
Right.
Yeah.
So Croods, I don't even know who made that one.
I know
what it is.
It's DreamWorks.
I never heard of that one either.
I'm pretty sure it's DreamWorks.
Well, we said that yesterday when we were looking up, or not yesterday, but the other day when we were looking up animated movies, and it turned out we're wrong about DreamWorks a lot.
Despicable Me 2 is DreamWorks, I think.
Sure.
Check it. Just you're at the computer right now. Check it.
Let's see. But oddly absent from the list is the Pixar movie,
which is Monsters University, right?
University, which like I said, I saw. I really liked it. I don't know. I'm curious as to why it got snubbed. I guess because it's a sequel.
I mean, you could have sequels all the time. I mean,
surely the Toy Story movies got nominated.
Toy Story,
all three of them
Toy
did.
Story 3 won.
Well,
did it?
Hold on a second. Toy Story 3 and Monsters University, two completely different levels there. Both great movies, but there's no competition there.
There's IMDb right there for Despicable Me 2.
Better. But I don't know. I guess they were just like, they have too many Oscars.
How many... We looked it up yesterday. I don't think Studio Ghibli has won a single...
Universal
Pictures.
Universal.
Wow. Ooh. We just think everything that isn't Pixar is DreamWorks, I think.
I mean, there once was a time where that was the case.
Yeah.
And then I think isn't it Fox that did Ice Age or something like that?
Yeah. It was Fox 21 or whatever.
21st Century Fox.
Yes, that one.
Fox 21.
Fox 21. I think that's just a TV station somewhere.
Yeah, The Crew
Cincinnati.
is DreamWorks.
Okay, got it.
So you have DreamWorks getting nominated this year,
and Pixar
not.
Ooh.
When we were doing a little research for this the other day, looked it up, and of the 13 years that the feature animated
has
existed, both DreamWorks and Pixar have been nominated 9 times each. Pixar winning 7, DreamWorks
winning 2.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a little.
Which ones did they win? Do you know?
No, I do not.
DreamWorks, I mean.
We can look it up real quick.
I can't remember, but
this is a category that I actually like and am interested in. So we'll look it up and have some talk about it.
Well, if I had to pick from the list of the ones that are on there, I don't think I've actually seen all of them, but I really like that picture, that thumbnail from Ernest and Celestine or Celestine. So I'm gonna go with that one.
I feel like it was.
Okay.
Cool.
So, of those, I haven't seen any of them, so I'm giving it to Monsters University.
Yeah, no one says you have to stick with the old men at the Oscar store.
Yeah, man, this is my white hot opinion on this.
Yeah.
So, for the years that this has actually been a category,
Shrek is what the first one was.
2001 is Shrek, and it beat out Monsters Inc. and Jimmy Neutron. So again, not a lot of love for the Monsters Inc. franchise, which is weird to me. I thought Shrek was good, but it's one of those movies for me that the more I watch it, the more I hate it.
Well, it's also probably tainted by what it is now.
Well, it also, I mean, pretty much anything I think could have beaten the Jimmy Neutron. So
I don't know. Have you seen it? The Jimmy Neutron movie is pretty good. It's pretty good.
I don't know. I think I'm confusing it with the show, but I'm not sure.
The show is also pretty good.
No, Jimmy Neutron.
I mean, I was never a huge fan, but maybe that's just me.
Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius was one of those where I was very pleasantly surprised by it. I expected it to be terrible. It was actually pretty funny. There were a couple of times where I laughed and I was like, I didn't expect there to be any funny jokes in this.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of jokes in there, definitely not for the kids. That like wordplay and stuff like that they wouldn't pick up on.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron's one of those things that I want to like it more than I actually do, just because the guy who created it also made Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is one of my favorite movies.
Steve Odenkirk?
Yes, Steve Odenkirk.
Yeah, of no relation to Bob Odenkirk from Breaking Bad.
He also does all of those Thumb movies that you see in I was going to say in Blockbuster, but like Thumb Wars and Thumbtanic and all that kind of stuff. That
He
was
also
all him,
he also
so.
made that Back at the Barn, and he also made the Barnyard movie for
Really?
Nickelodeon and the Back at the Barnyard show, both of which were terrible, which is too bad.
Let's quit spouting facts and spout some more opinions now. Let's
Okay,
spout
well,
about.
We're going to talk about some Oscars from 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So in 2000,
I was just about to ask if Studio Ghibli won
Yeah.
anything, but I
They
remember
did.
now.
In
They
2002, they won it for Spirited Away. They really weak field though against Ice Age, Lilo and Stitch, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, and Treasure Planet.
There's
I mean-
nothing weak about Lilo and Stitch.
There's nothing weak about Lilo and Stitch.
I didn't like it.
And there's nothing weak about Ice Age.
I thought Ice Age was worse
Ice
than
Age-
Jimmy Neutron.
Ice Age was surprisingly depressing, and
That doesn't make it good.
no. I'm just saying, like, it was more than I thought it would be.
I can't
Yeah, but
comment
I-
because I've never seen Treasure Planet.
I
so I
thought
can't comment on that.
Treasure
one.
Planet is shit. Ice Age isn't shit. It's just Spirited Away is way better. Like it wasn't even close.
Treasure Planet was the one. I mean, Disney made Treasure Planet. I know
Yeah.
that, but didn't it wasn't that like the last 2D movie they made and then went to 3D stuff?
I
Well,
think
they did
so.
like
'cause
Princess and the Frog.
Well, no. I
That
mean,
was-
like,
yeah,
I mean,
that
like,
was a good bit later.
It made a dry
I
spell
thought-
of
was
2D.
it that or was it Atlantis?
Atlantis was before Treasure Planet,
Okay.
I think. I think
it may have been. We
Yeah.
could also be wrong.
I'm pretty sure Treasure Planet was Disney's Titan AE,
Yeah.
where it was like, we made this, it was super expensive.
We're not doing that again.
It failed. We're not doing it again. And in the case of Titan AE, shut down.
Yeah.
Was it Fox Animation? Is that who made Titan AE?
I cannot remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Fox Animation Studios.
I
shut
heard that
down.
it was actually a pretty decent movie though.
Titan AE. Oh yeah. I
It
mean,
just didn't make any money.
yeah, it didn't make any money. I mean,
Yeah.
Joss Whedon had something to do with it too.
But Lilo and Stitch, I liked it. I think it's just one of the weaker Disney movies.
Ratatouille beat out Surf's Up. I find that hard to believe.
We are not there yet. You are skipping years.
Gosh.
2003, you have Finding Nemo. So the first Pixar win was actually 3 years into this category. DreamWorks got their Oscar before Pixar did in
Nice.
this category.
well, I mean, granted, they dominated after that apparently, but
Right.
like, I mean, it didn't exist when Toy Story happened and everything.
So they went up against Brother Bear and the Triplets of Belleville.
Which is a great movie.
I never saw the Triplets of Belleville.
That is a really good movie. It is made by, I can't remember who, like, the names or anything, because it's a French movie, and it's one of those, like, hour-and-a-half long movies where no one really talks. It's
Right.
just really beautiful animation, and it's funny, and it's really good.
Long
it's really good.
form Paperman or whatever the short was before.
Kind of. You mean like Paperman, the short that was before Wreck-It Ralph?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. And the company that makes that also made that movie The Illusionist, and also another one that was nominated for stuff, and might have made one. I think that Ernest and Celestine or whatever. I think they might have been the people behind it, but I'm just judging by how it looked.
Right.
I don't know for sure.
We're about to start getting into the part where it's like this is the period where DreamWorks is a year behind Pixar. They
Yeah.
just make the movie. So the next year after that, Incredibles beat Shrek 2 and Shark Tale.
Shark Tale.
A year after Finding Nemo won
Did
an
you,
Oscar.
did you know that Martin Scorsese had a speaking role in Shark Tale?
Are you
Really?
kidding me?
No, he was in Shark Tale.
Shark Tale was that movie that was it Will Smith?
Yeah.
It was like the fish with
And
the
Angelina
face of Will Smith.
And
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
Yeah, they tried to make a sexy fish.
They tried to make a sexy version of Finding Nemo.
It was really bad.
Yep.
Really, really bad.
Wait, that was The Incredibles? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Anything Brad Bird touches in Pixar is gold, as far as I'm concerned.
I said the other
Also,
day,
Iron Giant, which was not Pixar, but
Not Pixar.
still.
That's why I said Pixar, Iron Giant, and Mission Impossible 3.
Yeah, or no, Ghost Protocol. 3 was somebody else. 3 was.
Three was the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, I think that was J.J. Abrams actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Ghost
The
Protocol's
Incredibles
4.
should have won every category just based on their soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
Oh,
so
man.
good. 2005, you got Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Awesome movie.
Beating Corpse Bride and Howl's Moving Castle.
That's pretty. I mean, I never saw Corpse Bride, but it was Tim Burton, so whatever.
It was okay.
And Howl's Moving Castle is also a really good Studio Ghibli movie.
I heard it's really good. I haven't seen a whole lot of their movies. I've seen Spirited Away. I've seen Princess Mononoke, of course.
Of course.
And I don't know that I'm really that familiar with a lot of their other stuff. My little sister is a big fan of them.
There's just one
But-
called Grave of the Fireflies you should watch. It's a really uplifting. It's an uplifting, happy movie for children.
Yeah, I've heard that that's something you should definitely watch when
Yeah.
you're having a bad day.
Yeah. It'll
Well-
it'll really lift you out of that hole.
I'm happy about that Wallace and Gromit though, because I've been
An Aardman fan.
I've been a Wallace and Gromit fan almost my entire life. So because I remember when those shorts used to come on TV, and then I think that was one of the first DVDs that we ever got was those 3 shorts. It's the
wrong pants and everything.
Yeah, it's the wrong trousers with the robot trousers and the penguin, and then the close shave with the sheep, and then I think it's called Grand Day Out, where he goes to the moon to get some cheese.
Yeah.
And then they actually made a 4th one about
Recently. Okay.
4 or 5 years ago, something
Yeah.
like that, called A Matter of Loaf and Death. It's
I'm
pretty good.
pretty
You
sure.
absolutely cannot go wrong with Wallace and Gromit. If
mean,
you aren't familiar with them, just go watch them.
It was
mean-
worth it just for the shot of whenever you first see Wallace as the giant rabbit, and he's just a giant rabbit with the the upturned nose and the butt, and it still has Wallace's eyes, and there's something oddly uncanny about it.
I don't think you can go wrong with Wallace and Gromit or Aardman Studios. Period. The people that make I think the British make. Oh well, yeah, the British make. They made like Chicken Run.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Which
I
was
forgot
another
about
one of
Chicken
those
Run.
surprisingly decent movies.
Oh,
I
Chicken Run
expected
was an awesome
I
movie.
expected it not to be very good because it was just like this isn't Wallace and Gromit, but it was good.
Aardman also had a Kickstarter recently for. I think it's already over, but they had.
I want to give them my money.
I know. They also made that Pirates movie that came out 2
Oh, I
years
forgot
ago.
about that one. I
Yeah.
never got a chance to see
The
that.
Pirates Band of Misfits. I think, and they also made Flushed Away.
Oh, yeah, that one wasn't claymation though. I don't think. I think
It
that
was.
one
It was.
It was in their style, but it was CG.
It was what was it like half and half or something?
It was some kind of weird amalgamation of those two things.
Flush Away was okay.
And I'm pretty sure Pirates was also like that too. Anyway, they had a Kickstarter recently where I think it was before Aardman Studios was Aardman Studios. They had these little shorts called Morph. It was just like a little humanoid-esque clay figure, like two doing wacky things. And they spoke in a made-up language and everything, and it looked awesome. I'd never heard of it. But they had a Kickstarter for that, and I'm pretty sure they made all of their money for that. So I'm pretty excited about those.
You remember they used to have little shorts that were what was it called? Oh, it was Creature Comforts, and it was just
Was Creature Comforts, was that Aardman?
yeah.
Okay.
It's like they had a couple of it was like 1 or 2 shorts like in the 80s. It was like one of the first things they ever did, and then I think they brought it back recently with the sheep from Wallace and Gromit was like a recurring character.
I always
in them.
thought-
So it's like they brought their old project back.
I always thought Creature Comforts was like a short-lived show, like it wasn't just a short.
No,
I
I
thought it was-
I'm saying when they brought it back, I think it was a show briefly, but it was
Okay.
originally just like a little one-off short.
Yeah, because my mom always watched Creature Comforts. She thought it was one of the funniest things ever made.
Yeah, because that was whenever that was like their first big thing where you could see like what their style is, and I remember all
Yeah.
of their mouths being incredibly wide.
Wide with the few teeth and everything, the round teeth,
Okay, so in 2006 we have Happy Feet,
which I never saw.
I didn't really like it.
I remember thinking it was kind of weird looking because they were kind of photorealistic looking penguins.
The fact that they made a penguin look like Elijah Wood was a little disconcerting. Their competition was Cars and Monster House.
Monster House is pretty good. Cars is okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. 2006.
I don't know. I mean, I never got a chance to see Happy Feet, but I did see Monster House, and that one was pretty great.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty awesome.
that's a tall order to have been able to top Monster House.
I
mean-
wasn't that crazy about Happy Feet.
I think Monster House was the first movie that I saw in 3D. And it was a pretty good movie to see in 3D, I think.
Oh, I do know what Monster House is. Now I can think of... Oh, yeah, that was way better than Happy Feet. The only reason I can think that it might have lost is because it was kind of seasonal.
Yeah, I guess.
And generally, those don't do well.
I guess, yeah.
Like, when was the last time you saw a Christmas movie win Film of the Year? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
It's a Wonderful Life. Did it win an Oscar?
I have no
I
idea.
don't think that won like anything.
But, so like, if a Christmas movie can't win, then a Halloween movie definitely not going
I
to
mean,
win.
it was only vaguely, because you had Paranorman last year or the year before that. It was
It was nominated.
It was nominated, but it was
just
kind
like Monster House.
I'm just saying, like it happens. They get nominated.
The nominated not gonna win though.
If you want to make a seasonal movie and get an Oscar nomination, chances are you should go with Halloween. Apparently,
I guess so. So in 2007, you have Ratatouille beating Persepolis.
Yeah.
And Surf's Up. Surf's Up coming out a year after Happy Feet.
Oh, look at that. Ratatouille was awesome. Persepolis was also awesome.
But Happy Feet wasn't even Pixar, so DreamWorks didn't even we found out one of those wasn't DreamWorks, or did they do both?
Surf's Up was DreamWorks.
Okay.
Happy Feet was not Pixar.
Yeah, obviously not Pixar. Obviously.
I didn't know. I forgot Brad Bird did Ratatouille. Huh.
Yeah.
I thought he also did Wall-E, but I guess not.
No, you're wrong. That was Andrew Stanton. Thanks, Wikipedia. But yeah, Ratatouille beating those two. Okay, Surf's Up. Never saw it. Looked terrible though.
Apparently it was okay. I looked at IMDb when we were talking
Good
about it
enough
yesterday.
to get an Oscar nod.
Well, you can kind of make a big animated movie and it will get an Oscar nomination just because
there's not that many.
Of them, so they got to fill them out. But yeah, we were talking
Cars
about it
2
yesterday.
did not get nominated though.
As it
got a
shouldn't
Golden
have.
Globe.
As it shouldn't have. But we were talking about it yesterday. I looked up Surf's Up, and it had like a 7.3 on IMDb, which is it's usually like the threshold for a good movie is about a 7 on IMDb. So I don't know.
So maybe
it's not that bad.
Maybe not. So 2008, hands down,
Wall-E, easy.
went up against
versus
Bolt and Kung Fu Panda, and I've actually seen both of those. Bolt was terrible.
Bolt was the one that had Miley Cyrus in it.
And John Travolta.
John Travolta.
John Travolta was Bolt.
Yeah.
And he...
So he was John
Travolta.
He was John...
Shut up.
Good.
But yeah, like, he did a terrible job. The movie was bad. Like, you know how when you're watching a movie and it doesn't do anything new at all, so you can basically predict exactly what's going to happen?
Yeah.
That was Bolt.
Yikes.
From start to finish.
I still haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, but I hear it's pretty good.
It was good. So I mean, it just had the misfortune of going up against Wall-E.
Yeah,
I think if it had gone up against Happy Feet, it definitely would have taken it.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know if most of Pixar's other movies can hold up to
Yeah.
Wall-E, much less anybody else's.
Yeah.
But now we're getting it. Like, Ratatouille was the start of basically Pixar's reign here. Because in 2009 you have Up.
That's actually, strangely enough, that is the only, I think, the only animated movie of the year, well, besides 2012, that I don't agree with.
Really?
I think Up was great. The beginning, everyone loves the beginning. It's sad and all that stuff. That's good.
The beginning made the movie.
The beginning made the movie, and then everything that happened after that wasn't as good. Like, Wall-E was good the entire way through, except for maybe once people come in, it got a little iffy. But once the actual story of Up, with the balloons and everything got started, wasn't as interested.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think Up might still be my favorite non-Toy Story Pixar movie.
Before you say that,
But
look at its competition. You got
Fantastic Mr. Fox is what it won against.
Yeah.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is the best Wes Anderson movie ever. I
That
don't
is a
care.
fact.
That is a fact. Fantastic Mr. Fox is the best.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, best Wes Anderson movie is Fantastic Mr. Fox, hands down.
I like Wes Anderson. I don't love him like, I can take or leave him most of the time. I enjoy the movies, but Fantastic Mr. Fox was...
Second to that would be Rushmore, but I mean, that's kind of distant.
Yeah.
It's kind of a distant second.
Like, Life Aquatic, I really like, but I left the movie theater being like, well, that was a movie.
That was a Wes Anderson movie.
I liked it, but that was a movie.
I saw Moonrise Kingdom a while back, and it was just it was okay. Anyway.
But in addition to beating Fantastic Mr. Fox, it beat Coraline, The Princess and the Frog, and The Secret of the Kells.
Secret of Kells.
Secret of Kells.
I've only seen Fantastic Mr. Fox out of those. I didn't really like that one. I really want to see Coraline, though, because...
I never got around to it.
They might be giants to some music.
They also...
it was also the same people that did...
Leica. I think Leica is the company that made that, and they also made Paranorman, which was a great movie.
I haven't seen that one either. I really need to do
and
that.
it was also people that did Nightmare Before Christmas.
Was it?
Leica?
No,
it was
directed.
I'm pretty sure the director of Coraline was the director of Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's what I meant. The director was the same.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
And by almost positive, I mean like 70%. So I think that was a pretty strong year. But yeah, this is a terrible comparison, but it was a lot like how the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, the first like 15 minutes are amazing, and then it's just all downhill.
I wouldn't say it's downhill up. It just levels out lower than it started.
It's not. It doesn't go straight into the ground.
No. No, it was still a great movie, but I would say Fantastic Mr. Fox is better.
Yeah, there was just no way they could have met the same emotional peak that they did in the first 15 minutes of Up.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3.
Easy.
However, How to Train Your Dragon was like Jimmy Neutron in that I expected it to be terrible. Mm-hmm. Actually, pretty good. I like it a lot. And I'm pretty excited that they're doing the sequel to it.
Yeah.
I think that's... Isn't that like the most well-received movie that DreamWorks ever did? Like I think that was
aside from Shrek.
No, I think How to Train Your Dragon actually has a better score.
I mean, like widely.
Yeah. I don't know about like widely known.
Well,
as far
not
as just
talking
like,
about merchandise or anything. Just like in terms of critical reception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that was How to Train Your Dragon and The Illusionist, which was also the same people that made The Triplets of Belleville. So it's traditional 2D everything.
And Toy Story 3 was also nominated for Best Picture that year.
Ooh.
Yep.
Which, going back a year, you say you think that Up shouldn't have won Best Anime Movie. It was also nominated for Best Picture, if I remember.
Well, that was, I think 2009 was the year that the Oscars started, like...
The extended list.
The extended list
like
of Best
9.
Picture, where like, if you were nominated for an Oscar, almost guaranteed you were on the list of Best Picture for some reason. Which is kind of weird.
I guess the Academy just wasn't ready for WALL-E. Because I think it was more deserving of Best Picture nod than Up. White hot opinion. Beware.
Yep. Watch out, unpopular opinion coming.
2011, you got Rango.
Which I still haven't seen.
It's so good.
I know.
It's on Netflix.
I know!
That's probably one of my all-time favorite movies, period, animated or not.
And it was another one of those movies where I expected it to not be that good. I had higher expectations of Rango than I did of How to Train Your Dragon, but I was absolutely blown away.
Well, I mean...
Roger Deakins was a visual consultant for it, if that tells you anything about how it looked.
That's good.
It kind of looks like... If it was in real life, it looks like something he would have shot.
It's really weird because it's Nickelodeon movies have never had a great pedigree or anything. I mean, aside from Good Burger,
of course.
Harriet the Spy. Come on,
yeah. I mean,
are those the only ones they ever did? Did they do any more? Jimmy Neutron.
They did. They did Snow Day. They did
Snow Day.
Jimmy Neutron. They did a bunch of like crappy.
Was Snow Buddies Nickelodeon?
No.
Snow Buddies?
Okay. Snow Buddies was like Air Bud, but it was
dogs.
Dogs.
It had dogs.
It was like
it had Cuba Gooding Jr. in it.
What is that?
Oh wait, Snow Dogs. You say
Snow Dogs. Yeah,
Snow Dogs.
I know what you're. That's the one that has like angry James Coburn. It was like James Coburn's last movie he did before he died. He was like a ghost in most of it or something like that. It was really bizarre.
Huh.
I think
I might be remembering that completely wrong.
No, there's a Snow Buddies. There's an entire Blank Buddies franchise where it's basically cute puppies doing blank.
Half of the animals in the Buddy franchise dead.
Yeah. Wow, way to bum me out. But
they're old movies.
I can say that
Air Bud has got to be like close to 20 years old now.
I feel weird admitting this, but for some reason, Air Bud is one of the few movies that have ever made me cry.
I can understand that. Yeah,
he chooses the boy over his old abusive owner, man.
Well, Air Bud, when he rows away from the dog and it's just sitting there watching him leaving, and like that is on par with the Fox and the Hound, man.
Oh yeah,
man.
God, just punch me just right in the gut.
Air Bud,
man. Cinematic masterpiece, Air Bud. Of course, I was like 12 when it came out, but that movie.
Nobody likes to see a dog sad.
No, I think that might have been like even earlier than that. I'm thinking that would have been like 90s. I think so.
Yeah,
Air Bud. So
no joke.
We would have been wee youngins indeed. So yeah, I'm sure I probably shed a childlike tear. I probably would.
Yeah, you want to make me sad? Show a dog sad.
Yeah.
And that's gonna get me to tear up.
Try to watch Fox and the Hound now.
I just want to touch
Lady
that
and the
dog.
Tramp now.
Try to watch Fox and the Hound when you own a Basset Hound.
Oh,
it's a bloodhound. Thank you very much.
Sorry, bloodhound.
It's still hound. No.
It's just a short, fat hound.
So Rango beat A Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, Kung Fu Panda 2, and Puss in Boots.
Kung Fu Panda 2 and Puss in Boots I heard was not very good.
Yeah, I can't make any judgments on the first two because I haven't even heard of them.
A Cat in Paris and Chico and Rita were both foreign movies too, I think.
Right. So Kung Fu Panda, you know what? I would not be surprised if it wasn't good. I'm gonna throw that out there.
A DreamWorks sequel that isn't good.
Yeah.
Huh.
And
which is weird because you were just talking about How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah, that's true. You know what?
Who knows?
I could be
Maybe
totally
that'll be
off
the
base.
outlier.
I could be totally off base. Puss in Boots looked like absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
2012. Oh, we got some contention
We got some
here.
white hot opinions on 2012.
We got some contention. Because as you know,
Yup.
Brave took home the Oscar. It's
I still haven't
competition.
seen that one.
It's
I'm way behind.
I'll hold off.
I'm way
I'll hold off
behind.
because the internet isn't ready for what I have to say. Went up against Frankenweenie, Paranorman, The Pirates, Band of Misfits,
Which is the hard
Hard
movie.
and Wreck-It Ralph.
So that is intense. That is like of all of
That is
those.
a strong field.
Other than Frankenweenie, I would say Paranorman.
I heard Frankenweenie was actually pretty good though.
I would say I haven't seen it. I would say Paranorman, Pirates, and Wreck-It Ralph all better than Brave.
I would agree.
say.
I would definitely agree.
Not that Brave was awful. It was just not very good by Pixar standards.
You know, maybe I'm being too internety about it, and I am attaching to it just because it's like, oh, video games and stuff. But I think Wreck-It Ralph should have taken it.
Wreck-It Ralph was pretty good, but I would say Paranorman should have won.
Either way, I don't think Brave deserved that Oscar. You know what?
It was just I mean I don't. No, I haven't seen it.
You
but
go
I heard-
tell John Lasseter and all his cronies at Pixar that Joseph Delage does not agree with his Brave.
I just heard I was really excited for Brave. Like I remember seeing the first trailer for it in the theater
Right.
and like getting chills and everything. 'Cause it looked so awesome.
Yeah, and then the
Right.
more trailers they showed, the
Well,
like,
wasn't
yeah.
the whole story that it was basically two movies? Like they
That's
they
what I
started
more or
out,
less.
then it
Well,
got,
they like swapped directors halfway
Right.
through,
and then
and like the first one, the first director, like she was the one who was actively invested in
Right.
it, and like it was her story.
yeah.
right. So I don't know. I think Brave had a lot of potential just based on the really early stuff we saw, but the final product, it did not wow me. It did not wow me, friends.
I mean,
It did not shiver my timbers. I'm not speaking from experience. I have not gotten a chance to see any of those, and I feel like I'm really missing out now.
I would just say you should
you are.
definitely
It was a good year.
you should definitely see Paranorman at least. It's very good.
Okay.
And also, wait, you haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph? I thought you told me you did.
No.
Oh my
This
God.
guy did.
Oh,
Oh.
Wreck-It
I
Ralph.
didn't see any of those.
Wreck-It Ralph was awesome.
It was
very good.
It was one of those where I was like, I hope this movie is decent, and it turned out to be awesome.
I mean, you would
When you sitting there and you feel like you're 10 again, just
Yeah.
like, oh.
you would
I mean,
probably.
it's
That's how I felt during Pacific Rim. I was just like, I feel like I'm 5 years old watching Power Rangers
I don't even
again.
understand why I felt that way, because it's like, when does John C. Reilly miss?
yeah, I mean,
You could make an argument for Walk Hard. I wasn't that crazy
I
about
like
it.
Walk Hard.
But
I
it was one of the-
ardently disagree with
Yeah,
that.
hey, I'm not saying it's terrible. I was just like, it's just But I will admit that there are a lot of stupid moments in that I find myself thinking about and giggling about a lot.
yeah, like the whole penis running joke.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Naked penis running joke. Is what I'm saying.
You can quit the band, or unless you try to open your mind and learn to play the fucking theremin.
Wait, was that Danny McBride?
No, that was John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Was Danny McBride in that movie?
No.
No.
For some reason, I remember him being in that movie.
Matt Besser and Tim
had a lot
Meadows
of
and,
cameos.
Yeah, I know that.
Tim Meadows' character was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
his band was
It's not addictive at all!
his band is Chris Parnell, Tim Meadows, and Matt Besser, which is like
Matt
a
Besser
comedy
being
powerhouse.
the UCB guy, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But,
yeah. I mean, Brave. I hear Brave isn't terrible. It's just
no,
very
it
good
wasn't
by
a
Pixar.
bad movie. It just
It wasn't a
wasn't as
bad
good.
Pixar movie like Cars 2.
Yeah. And then, of course, this year we already went over The Croods, Despicable Me 2, Ernest and Celestine, Frozen, and The Wind Rises, and the Oscar goes to Monsters University. So,
If I'm speaking,
all of that was to say our nominations for our picks for best animated Oscar this year.
yeah. Well, I think literally Frozen is going to win.
yeah, I mean, I've heard nothing but like glowing reviews for it.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, the previews that I saw for it were all involving the little snowman and the moose and stuff, and they gave off the distinct vibe of like Scrat from Ice Age, which
Yeah.
I couldn't stand because
Wait,
they were
was Scrat the one with the acorn?
yeah
Yeah.
because they're basically just like cutaway gags and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie. I can't.
It's
speak
kind of
about
like a Disney thing
Yeah.
where you always have the wacky smaller
Advertising
character.
the wrong thing.
Well,
no, like-
Scrat also wasn't Disney, so
Oh, well, sorry.
I see.
Well, what I mean is Disney always has this thing where, like, Pocahontas, you had the raccoon and the hummingbird. Lion King, you have Timon and Pumbaa, even though they were awesome.
yeah.
I guess, comedic relief characters, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it's never...
Beauty and the Beast was like entirely
Everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything.
House.
Yeah.
I mean, Aladdin, you have like
Abu.
Abu
and
and the
Genie.
magic carpet.
Yeah. And maybe to a lesser extent the genie.
Yeah, less starring character, I guess.
What was who was it in Hunchback of Notre Dame?
It's been. I'm pretty sure I've only
The
seen that
Gargoyles?
maybe half of a time.
Yeah, the Gargoyles. I was trying to remember what the comic relief in that was.
Right.
'Cause, yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of nominations and everything, I actually misspoke earlier. I said DreamWorks had 2 wins. They actually only have 1 to their 9 nominations. Pixar has 7 wins to 9,
Studio Ghibli, Spirited Away.
with 3 nominations for Studio Ghibli. Aardman has 2 with 1 win. Nickelodeon has 2 with 1 win. Walt Disney Animation 7 nominations, 0 wins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And we were talking because I was pretty sure that like Snow White won the Best Picture or something. Like it's the only animated that won Best Picture, and it wasn't.
No, I think Beauty and the Beast was the first animated movie that was nominated for Best Picture. I think.
Yeah.
But that was their big comeback, I guess. It made them relevant again.
Anyway, so that's our Oscar talk. I guess we probably talked too much about it anyway.
So what? We got more. We got
Okay.
That's the only subject we know anything about.
Yeah.
We're going back to actresses and
Yeah.
actors in movies we
Yeah.
haven't seen.
We can
actually let's just skip all these. I don't know any of these actors and actresses.
we could just go with Best Movie.
Yeah. So skipping off all of those individual accomplishments, let's talk about Best Picture here. We got American Hustle, Captain Phillips, which Tom Hanks surprisingly not nominated for an actor award for that one. Dallas Buyers Club, Gravity, The Wolf of Wall Street, 12 Years a Slave, Philomena, and Nebraska. I've not seen... Oh, and Her. I have not seen any of those. If it makes any difference, I've wanted to.
Me personally, I think either 12 Years a Slave will win. This is just going off of trailers and stuff, other than American Hustle, which I have seen, and Her, which I really want to see, and Gravity, which I really want to see. It seems like it's going to be 12 Years a Slave, Dallas Buyers Club, and I'd say Gravity is probably the lower chance of those 3.
I would say out of the ones that I've seen American Hustle, Wolf of Wall Street, Gravity, and Her. I liked all 4 of those. Out of those 4, I'm not really sure if any of those 4 would actually win, because I really liked American Hustle a lot. I really like Gravity a lot. But Gravity seems to be, well, I would say it would be too special effects heavy, but they did give Return of the King Best Picture, so I could be wrong on that one. Her, I think, would be a little too weird for them to pick. I don't know if they would go for something like that.
I think was Where the Wild Things Are, was it nominated for anything?
I don't think so.
Because that was also Spike Jonze.
Yeah. Although I feel like I don't remember if adaptation got any awards or anything like that, but
No, adaptation, I think, did Nicolas Cage win, like, Best Actor or something for that movie?
he only ever won for Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So what's your pick, man?
Are you picking these based off what you think will be picked, or what you would pick?
I'm only able to speak on the ones that I have seen, and I've only seen less than half of these.
Hey, you know what, Tim? I read somewhere on the internet, so it must have been true. I think it was in maybe a Variety article at some point, that like a lot of the guys that are voting, they haven't even seen the movies.
Huh.
So you're in good company.
What the hell? Wolf of Wall Street. That
Wolf of
movie
Wall
was
Street.
great.
I thought you said American Hustle was a better Martin Scorsese movie than Wolf of Wall Street was.
That was sort of like an initial impression, but Wolf of Wall Street was one of those movies where it's like as time went on and I kind of thought about it a little more, I liked it more the more I thought about it, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was like,
kind of like the opposite of Shrek.
It probably didn't help that I saw those movies almost back to back.
The opposite of Garden State. Where the
more
you
you
watch
think
it,
about it, the more you hate it.
Yeah.
That's me and Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
The more I think about that
I thought Boondock Saints was badass when I first saw it, and then I watched it a couple of years.
14.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So
you know, I'm gonna throw a curveball here and give my Oscar to 2000 film Roll Bounce, featuring Bow Wow.
2005.
2005. Did I say 6?
Yeah, you said 2000.
Oh, 2000? No. Maybe they were working on it.
Not Monsters University?
No. I'm giving it to Roll Bounce.
Huh.
That's probably a good idea.
Starring Bow Wow. I don't know. He might have been going by Lil Bow Wow still then. I don't know. But the IMDb
Was he
says
still
Bow Wow.
Lil back then though, or was he not Lil
He was
anymore?
like a teenager, but
Okay.
I mean,
Was he unlil?
Well, I mean, I think he was Lil when he was a teenager too.
Yeah.
I think he kept it
yeah.
well into adulthood.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's just
But-
Bow Wow now.
He's just Bow Wow.
Or you know,
Look at that face.
young adulthood at the very least.
So those are our white hot opinions on the Oscars.
Man, that took like an hour.
Woohoo!
The Oscars fucking boring, man.
Man, the Oscars suck.
I never watched the Oscars. I already said that.
I watched the last third of it. So it's
I
all
don't.
all the fun
We
categories.
don't have cable, so we'll just find out on the internet later.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh shit! What did the Oscar come on? Is it like NBC or something?
Oh,
Shit.
Are we gonna
cancel
have an
cable?
Oscar viewing party?
No, I canceled everything but local stations on my.
I'm sure it'll be.
I'm pretty sure it's like NBC or something.
Yeah,
No, it's ABC.
It's gotta. I mean, it's gonna be on a local.
It's
station.
ABC. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to watch it. Whatever. And I have DVR, so I'll be able to record it. I have local stations only and DVR. I just realized how stupid that is.
The fact that
you
it's,
can record the local news.
Oh boy.
I mean, obviously, it's great. People are being,
Fox 6
you
News,
know,
Birmingham.
celebrated for their accomplishments and stuff. And a lot of, you know, I do agree with a lot of the winners and stuff. But as big of a spectacle as the Oscars has gotten, the red carpet, the what are they wearing kind of thing, it's so masturbatory. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, I remember I can't remember if it was the Oscars or like the MTV Movie Awards or something where Jim Carrey
Wore the big feet.
No, where Jim Carrey came up and he was like, I would like to thank the organizers of this for making this thing that is strictly for advertising, and and people will say I'm a ungrateful prick if I don't come to it.
Yeah.
Like, he said that all with a very big air of sarcasm, like, I'm just kidding, but really I'm not.
Yeah. I would still love to go. I want to be a big part of that big old circle jerk.
I
but,
never
you know.
I never like watched the red carpet horse shit, but the Golden Globes were on in the living room when they came on this past time, and I just walked by it, and they had Jennifer Lawrence on there, and they were talking to her about, like, they had just talked to, I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio, and they were like he was talking about how he's kind of the reason Wolf of Wall Street was made and everything, and it was mostly an improvised movie and all this stuff, and you know, it was all like about movies and stuff. And then they cut to Jennifer Lawrence, and she's wearing her, you know, pretty dress and everything, and not only are they talking about her dress and everything, just what she's wearing, they're like, so let's talk about American Hustle. I want to know how you managed to act in something where Bradley Cooper looks so hot. That is they said that to her after talking to Leonardo DiCaprio about, like, the artistic integrity,
his artistic professionalism. And then they
Like,
swap over to the Jennifer Lawrence. They're like, hot boys, am I right?
Exactly. They're like, how did you manage to keep your composure with all these gorgeous men?
God.
And yeah,
How did she answer?
I don't remember.
Probably
Hopefully with
probably
because I'm a
politely.
fucking professional.
Yeah. Well, it was.
And then she farts in the microphone and walks away.
She grabs the microphone, holds it to her ass, and farts into it, and throws it in the person's face, and walks away. That's what I would have done. That is what I would have done. Yeah. So that person has to talk into your fart microphone the rest of the night. That's what I would do. That's a good idea.
Well, they would have loved it because it was Jennifer Lawrence's fart.
God, that'd be like a Super Bowl performance.
Oh my God.
Halftime thing.
The internet would love Jennifer Lawrence even more, and rightfully so. If
Yeah.
she did that.
I would love Jennifer Lawrence even more.
I
for
think
that.
she's really good.
Although I had a startling realization the other day that the only movie I've seen her in is American Hustle. I haven't seen The Hunger Games. I haven't seen is it Lovely Bones or Winter's Bone, the one that she was in?
Winter's Bone. I Erica got me to start watching Winter's Bone, and I ended up falling asleep about halfway through it because it's basically Jennifer Lawrence sort of walking around to different people going, "You see my daddy?" And then they go, "No." And then they talk about why they haven't seen her dad for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then she leaves and then goes to ask somebody else. That's all I got out of it until I fell asleep. It's just sort of like, "Hey, where's my daddy? You see my daddy?" like over and over again.
Huh.
I'm sure there's so much more to it than that, but that's like the one thing I remember.
You're just an idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just don't understand.
God.
Man.
I've never seen it.
So that's Oscar stuff. Do we want to talk any more about any other stuff, or
No, fuck the Oscars. Fuck Posdcast.
this is the worst podcast ever?
Our first and only episode, because everyone, like, people listen to this and go, "Man, they have the worst opinions in the world about everything."
What makes these jackasses think they can talk about the Oscars? I'm gonna go yell about it on
I don't
Tumblr.
think us jackasses can really talk about the Oscars. So
No, that's why.
Those jackasses
That's
can't
why I
really
gave
talk
my
about-
Oscar to Roll Bounce.
I mean, it deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really. It should be. They should rename Best Picture to Best Picture of the Year besides Roll Bounce
Right.
And Drumline.
and Drumline.
Right.
Right. Well, I mean, Drumline's kind of a runner-up
Yeah.
to that. I mean, I would say Drumline is third, where Roll Bounce is Best Picture.
And second
Drumline
best picture.
and Drumline is third Best Picture,
Mm-hmm.
and then in between those two is Best Picture of the current year.
Best picture that isn't Good Burger.
There's also
Yeah.
well, Best
Really
Picture,
tough.
Second best picture is also Roll Bounce.
Best Picture that isn't Roll Bounce, Good Burger, or Drumline, or RoboCop. But that's just me. The Troy Oscars. I can make like an Angel Fire website and have my Oscar predictions and have like a little MS Paint trophy and everything that says Troy Oscar on it.
We should make our own award show. Just like this is pretty good.
The
Award.
the THAC not
pretty good.
not as good as Roll Bounce awards.
Yeah. We should.
As good as you can get without being Roll Bounce.
We should email Jennifer Lawrence's publicist and see if she would come to our award show.
Jennifer
It's just
Lawrence-
us here in this room. She walks in and is like, "Here you go.
Yeah.
You can leave now."
You get excuse
Sorry
me.
you weren't in Roll Bounce.
Yeah. If only Jennifer Lawrence was in Roll Bounce. That's what they're called, the If Only You Were in Roll Bounce Awards. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll
There
call
you
them
go.
that.
So look
First
for
in-
that coming in December, guys.
First inaugural, we're sorry you aren't Roll Bounce award goes to Monsters University.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with
I
that.
can live with that.
We should give Doug Jones one.
We should.
A Lifetime Achievement Award.
For not being in Roll Bounce.
Well, hey, who knows? He might have been in Roll Bounce.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There's a good chance he was.
Yeah, we should next time we see Doug, just do a little impromptu award ceremony for him. Roll out the red carpet
Yeah.
and everything.
It's
Ask
just
him
it's
who
just
he's wearing.
the red carpet is just a long banner that says "Sorry you weren't in Roll Bounce."
We're gonna sign a deal with CBS to be competing with the Oscars in that time slot. Yeah.
See, that's one of those things where it's like we walk up and we have this little homemade trophy that says "At least you weren't in sorry you weren't in Roll Bounce," and then we just sort of like hand it to him, giggling, and then walk away, and then he's just kind of standing there like, those guys are morons.
Or no, you have to do a speech explaining why you weren't in Roll Bounce.
Yeah. That would be good. Those are the acceptance speeches. They have to explain why they turned down Roll Bounce.
Yeah.
Even if they were never offered a role.
Was Bounce. Was it? Didn't that movie have Wayne Brady in it?
I don't know. Maybe.
There was a movie that had Nick Cannon in it that also had Wayne Brady in it.
Let's
I think it was about basketball, not roll bouncing.
How does one roll bounce? Why do they even need to show up these other titles to come up with roll bounce? You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's only one roll bounce. Okay, so we got. I don't know. I feel like Wayne Brady would be on the first thing of cast members.
Unless it was in order of appearance, but it's not.
No.
Oh well.
You got Bow Wow. Who else is notable?
Control
Where's
F
Nick
Brady.
Cannon?
Nick Cannon's right there. He was.
Wow,
Bernard.
he's pretty low.
He was Bernard.
Oh, Paul Wesley is Troy. There's a Troy and a Roy.
I wonder if they have some sort of joke about that. Maybe.
Maybe there's like, Like, hey,
We
Troy,
should've-
come over here and roll bounce. And then Roy comes up and said, like, I thought you said Roy. It's like, no, man, you don't got a T. And then they roll bounce.
There's a character named
We should actually
Boo
watch
and a
Roll Bounce.
character named
I've seen roll
Naps.
bounce.
You have?
Yes.
I don't believe you. Because
I
I think
mean-
if you saw Roll Bounce, you
If
would
it was-
know every line, so you would know if there was a Troy Roy joke.
If I had my own awards,
A T/Roy.
it wouldn't be sorry you weren't in roll bounce. It was why weren't you in RoboCop? That's what I would have.
That can be your own award show.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah. I mean, our collective awards can be
Yeah.
sorry you weren't in roll bounce. I can be why weren't you in RoboCop?
Yeah.
You would be
I don't know.
Fart noise.
yeah.
I don't know. Award.
Yeah.
the I don't know award.
I thought you were good in that thing award.
What about you, Joseph? What was?
I started the whole Roll Bounce.
Well, I mean,
phenomenon.
you could be like, why weren't you in Speed Racer?
The what did you think of Speed Racer award?
Yeah,
I
like
just-
you just kind of
I asked them that, and if their answer is acceptable, I give them the award.
No, you just have it's one trophy and you pass it around to people. When they're holding it, they have to say what they thought of a Speed Racer, and if the top 3 people that have the best opinions on Speed Racer, and that they say whichever one said I liked it the best.
Yeah.
You have like an Olympic style award stoop thing or whatever that's called with the third, second,
And the winner
Little steps, yeah.
The
Yeah.
winner of best opinion on Speed Racer is me.
you're always in first
I
place,
always win.
and you
And you
have
give
like,
yourself a little golden steering wheel you can wear around your neck. Not like I don't mean like a medal that's shaped like a steering wheel, and a
actual
little
steering
like
wheel.
a giant golden steering wheel that you just
Yeah.
hang around your neck.
It weighs like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
and you actually connect it to your car steering wheel.
And I drive off doing donuts like our way,
like Speed Racer. Also, you're tripping on acid like crazy, like Speed Racer.
like right now.
yeah, like all of us right now.
No, but for real, Speed Racer is a legitimately awesome movie, and if you don't like it, I hate you.
Yikes!
Not you specifically, but anybody.
Just everyone.
I don't want to live on a world that has anyone that doesn't like Speed Racer
Right.
in it.
Here's the thing: if you went to Speed Racer expecting something that wasn't campy, cartoony, just completely ridiculous, then you went for the wrong reasons. Like I don't know what you would expect other than that, especially after seeing the previews for it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's like, those guys what made The Matrix? They're making
Something that is completely not like the Matrix.
yeah.
Or I don't know, was it like the Matrix? Because the Matrix had a lot of flashy colors in it too.
That
They were
was-
just most- they were
not
just
like
most-
Speed Racer.
They were just mostly green.
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna say green. Of
No,
flashy
Speed
color.
Racer just looked like you could eat the entire set.
Yeah,
It looked like it was made out of candy.
You know,
basically.
Okay.
you know that part in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when they first walk in
Yeah.
and see like the fields, everything you can eat. That's what that movie was like.
The entire thing.
The entire- thing.
I do remember. I hadn't seen the Matrix in years, and maybe a year ago or so, Erica and I watched it. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, you know what? This movie is a live action anime. That's what this is. It's like it plays out exactly like an anime would. It's just except there's real people.
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
The
Whoa.
action scenes
Whoa.
felt pretty
Hold
anime
on.
like to me.
Shut up. I'm on your IMDb,
Uh-huh.
and it says you gave Speed Racer a 7.
That must have been a long time ago.
Oof.
That was a long time ago. I would
Thinks
probably.
the lady doth protest too much.
Joseph just walked out. Speed Racer has a 6.1 overall, so I ranked it higher. He's not even here anymore. He walked out.
left.
No. I'm changing your rating to a 10.
Don't change it to a 10. Put it like at an 8 or 9.
No, it's getting a 10.
No, but they're less likely to count the 10s because the 10s are more like
I would
super
say
fans
9.
and stuff.
Fine.
Nine is more likely to get counted. Like it's
Yeah.
probably weighted more. The 8s and the 9s.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of those brand new popular movies. I think they like sort of count out the 10s and the 0s, like the really strong opinions.
The white hot opinions.
The
you would
one
say.
the ones from the people that probably never actually saw it.
Yeah. I totally forgot what I was talking about now. Oh, yeah,
Speed
I was
Racer?
going to say, you were saying that The Matrix is like a live-action anime,
Yeah.
and I was going to say, I don't agree with that, but then the beginning part when Trinity, lands from
Yep.
throwing, she lands in that really stylized way with the
Yeah.
explosion in front of her, I was like, okay, now I see what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
I think it hit me whenever it was Neo and Agent Smith having the fight in the train station near the end, like in the subway station, and they were doing all that stuff, and I was like, yeah, this kind of feels like
it took you that long to notice there was kung fu in it?
No, it just suddenly that's when I was just like, man,
stop trying to hit me and hit me.
I don't know. I think The Matrix is pretty badass.
I
Yeah,
never
the
said it
first one was
wasn't.
pretty good.
The first one's pretty good. The sequels were terrible, but I mean, the first one was pretty good. The sequel was the thing that you really wished for, and then realized what a big mistake you made once you saw it.
Not like this.
Yeah,
I didn't
not
want
like this. I did not mean this.
This is entirely wrong.
It's kind of like you know how they made the second Star Wars, the Clone Wars, and it was based on one line from the original trilogy. It was like, you fought in the Clone Wars? That's the only thing that anyone ever mentions the Clone Wars. They made an entire fucking movie about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, where in the first Matrix they were like, where are humans now? Oh, you know, they're underground, and then they move on. But then they make 2 more movies out of that.
It's like, I
About
think
the
someone got a
underground-
monkey's paw and wished for sequels, and it came
Yeah.
out all wrong.
Yeah.
So like the whole granting the wishes in a really ironic way kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got your sequels.
Yeah.
You got your
Oh, you
sequels.
got them.
Well, you could probably say the same thing about Star Wars, then, but let's not get into that.
You reap what you sow. John Goodman made me tear up in Speed Racer. He has a monologue where he's talking to Speed, who's leaving the home, and it's all like, it mirrors his confrontation with Rex Racer when he told Rex Racer, if you leave here, you're no longer part of this family or anything. But with Speed, he's learned his lesson that his children are precious, and he tells Speed that no matter what, he has a home here.
That's precious.
Why would you name your kid Speed?
Because he wants to go fast.
I mean, was there ever any kind of Speed Racer lore that explains that Speed is a nickname, or is that his actual name?
Their last name is literally Racer.
That's true. I didn't think
Of
about that.
course you're naming your kid Speed.
Well, then what's the deal with Rex? Do they just, like, choke at the moment of truth?
Yeah, I think what happened, Mom and Pops. His name is Pops, too. Like
That's probably a nickname.
No, his name is Pops Racer. It's Pops Racer.
Okay.
Is
so,
Ridge Racer a
That is
spin-off?
that is actually his name.
I mean, it's like when Pops was born, his parents were like, let's call him Pops.
Yes.
Okay. Whatever
Yes.
you say. I mean,
So Pops and
He was really into
Moms.
corn pop cereal.
was it? Is there a mother in Speed Racer? I don't think
yes,
there
there
is.
is. Yes, there is.
There is.
Her name's
Yes.
Moms.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I can't remember.
Mom's Racer.
I can't remember what her.
Oh yeah, it was Susan Sarandon in that movie.
Yeah.
Mama,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mama.
Mom.
Mom.
Mom Racer.
I totally forgot about that. I just don't remember seeing a mom in the cartoon.
Oh.
I mean,
But anyway,
Is there a brother named Bro Racer?
no, it's
Spritle.
Rex.
Oh.
And Spritle, the little one.
Is Spritle yeah, it's his brother.
Yeah, they had to replace Rex when he died.
Oh.
So
Spoilers.
he
bro.
didn't really die. He's Racer X.
Oh. Spoilers, bro.
Spoilers from 70 years ago or whatever.
The cartoon
60.
where they explain that it's his brother every single
episode.
time he appears.
Yeah, Pops and Mom, Rex was born, and they're like, all right, so Speed, that's right. You don't think they'll think that's weird? Well, they might, but I don't care. I want him to be named Speed. And they're like, okay, what are we naming him? Rex.
Rex.
Fuck. Shit. So he's Rex Fuck Racer.
Yeah, they didn't include that in the cartoon. That's the uncensored version where fuck racers.
Rex, goddammit, Racer.
There's a scene in Speed Racer. I'm just looking at the IMDb list where Speed's teacher is like reprimanding Susan Sarandon for their parenting and stuff, and she's being sassy about it. I'm like, Mom Racer, you're gonna let that bitch talk to you like that? Hell no. I want Susan Sarandon to get some finger snaps and just like peel out in the car and be like, this is how we do it in the Racer household. But no, she was like, It's like,
Doesn't later in the movie she like slap her or something?
not the teacher.
Oh, okay. Who's the dude that's in the purple all the time? Isn't that like the corporate dude?
Yeah, that is God. Who was the?
Scott Porter? No, that's
No.
Scott Porter's the guy from Lost. I think.
What was his fucking name? Royalton. Roger Elm. So
I think that's a good place to start wrapping things up.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you peak at Speed Racer. And
Yeah.
Roll bounce. I mean, you go from roll bounce to Speed Racer. Where else is there to go?
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah. So this has been the first episode of the
THAC Podcast
Something to do while
/ background noise while you're doing something else.
or BNWYDSE.
Yes.
BNWYDSE background noise
While you're doing something else.
The THAC Podcast.
Yes.
Cool. It's
Well, hopefully that first one wasn't too awful. And
here's to thousands more.
yes. And we'll see you all in
tomorrow, because these are daily updates.
Let's not.
Waste 2 hours every day recording one of these.
As if we don't waste 2 hours doing something stupid every day anyway.
Eating.
I'm not going to say a specific time interval, just in case that changes after we set one. So we'll just say, see you next time.
Thanks for listening!